Listen to me, not with your ears, but with your spirit, because this message is not entertainment. This is a wake-up call, a war cry, a prophetic charge to every soul tired of crawling through life when they were born to conquer it. You did not stumble upon this by accident. This is not just a video. It is a mirror, and it's about to expose every lie you've believed about yourself. It's about to confront the excuses that have become your prison walls. And if you dare to listen, freely listen, this message will not leave you the same. Some of you are sleeping while your destiny is being hijacked. Your future is bleeding while you keep waiting for a perfect moment that will never come. Let me tell you this truth. You don't need another miracle. You need a decision to fight, a decision to change, a decision to rise and break the patterns that have kept you small. The world lied to you. They told you success is about talent. That greatness is reserved for a few. That if it's hard, it's not meant for you. But I came to tell you today, everything you're looking for is already inside of you. You're not waiting on motivation. You're not waiting on money. You're not waiting on luck. You're waiting on you. And you've waited long enough. The life you dream of? It's on the other side of pain. On the other side of rejection. On the other side of the version of you that refuses to wake up. And until you kill that version, you will never taste the victory that was meant for your name. This is your line in the sand. You listen to this not once, but every day, because every day the war continues. Every day, your past will try to pull you back. But if you feed your mind with this message, you will build an unshakable spirit. You will not just survive. You will rise like fire from ashes. You will dominate. I will not tell you what you want to hear. I will tell you what your soul has been dying to confront. And if you stay with me until the end, something inside you will shift. Not because I am special, but because the warrior in you will finally wake up. So stay, listen, and prepare, because from this moment on, you will never go back to who you were. Doubt you want to change your life. Then you better understand this truth. You must declare war on your old self, not negotiate, not compromise, not pray it away and hope it disappears. You must make the decision to kill it. Because that version of you, lazy, doubtful, addicted to comfort, allergic to pressure, that version has been sabotaging your greatness in silence. And the longer you allow it to breathe, the longer you will live below your potential. The world has tricked you into thinking that transformation is gentle. That growth comes like the morning breeze. No, real change is violent. It's a tearing down, a burning, a complete restructuring of your identity. Because your old habits will not survive in the land of your new future. You cannot drag the old you into the destiny God has carved for you. That version will not survive the weight of your calling. You've been talking about goals, vision, dreams, but those are cheap without the courage to confront yourself. See, it's easy to blame the world, easy to blame time, easy to blame people. But when was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, you are the one standing in the way? When was the last time you held yourself accountable for your own chains? Your old self is not just an attitude, it's an assassin. It's the voice that says you can rest more when the mission isn't complete. It's the habit that chooses distraction over discipline. It's the comfort that whispers, adjust, survive. When you were born to lead, born to build, born to dominate. And until you wake up and put that voice on trial, you will live in cycles of almost free, almost great, almost powerful, almost changed, and almost is not your destiny. Let me speak clearly. No one is coming to save you from the version of you that's destroying you. That rescue mission, it's yours. You're waiting for motivation, but what you need is a funeral. A funeral for the weak, timid, complacent you. Because until you bury that mindset, you will never walk in authority. You want to rise? Then you better get comfortable being uncomfortable. Your old self loves comfort. It thrives in ease. It lives for approval. But the new you, the future you, it eats pressure for breakfast. It walks into storms. It doesn't ask for permission. That version is forged in fire, and fire doesn't make deals. It either consumes or refines. Every time you fall back into your old ways, you're feeding the enemy within. That's why you're tired, not because the dream is too far, but because you keep dragging dead weight with you. Your old self is like an anchor, and as long as you let it speak, you will never fly. The cage isn't external, it's internal, built by fear, strengthened by habit, locked by your unwillingness to change. You say you want to win, but you don't want to lose what's killing you. That's the contradiction. You can't serve two identities. Either you're choosing evolution or you're choosing extinction. There is no neutral ground. Life is not waiting for you to feel ready. The battlefield is live right now. And hesitation is the fastest way to lose. You have to wake up every single morning and decide, today I will not serve who I was. Today I refuse to let the old me breathe. Today I choose sacrifice. Today I choose purpose. That's the fight. Every day until the old you no longer has a voice in the room. And I know it's not easy. No one said it would be. But comfort has lied to you long enough. Pain is not your enemy. Passivity is. Growth is painful. Change is violent. But stagnation is slow death. You have to be willing to go through the fire of discipline, the fire of isolation, the fire of pressure, because what is forged in fire cannot be broken by storms. Look at your life and ask yourself, who is winning? The version of you who dreams or the version who settles? The version who wakes up hungry or the version who hits snooze? Because your results will always reveal who's in control. And the harsh truth is this: if your life looks the same today as it did 6 months ago, you are protecting the old you. You are feeding it, and you are letting it win, but not anymore. From this moment forward, you make the declaration: no more delays, no more pity, no more circling the same mountain. You bury the old you now. You rise not just with words, but with discipline, with intention, with ferocity. And every step you take from this day on will remind the world that you have declared war, and you will not lose. You want to talk about changing your life? Then let's talk about the one thing nobody wants to face: discipline. Not the kind that's cute in the morning and disappears by night. Not the kind that shows up when it feels good. I'm talking about the kind that breaks you, reshapes you, and turns you into a different being altogether. Because let me tell you something. Discipline is the bridge between desperation and destiny. And if you don't walk across it, you'll drown in your own excuses. People think motivation is enough. They think watching a video, getting fired up, clapping hands, shouting "I will win" is enough to change everything. It's not. Motivation is the match, but discipline is the firewood. Without it, the fire dies. And most of you've been living on moments of hype instead of systems of commitment. That's why you start strong and collapse halfway. That's why your goals turn into guilt. Because motivation runs out, but discipline builds momentum. When the world is asleep, discipline is awake. When you're feeling say, "and not today," discipline replies, "we go anyway." Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care if it's raining. It doesn't care if you're tired. Discipline is not romantic. It's rugged. It's ruthless. And it doesn't ask for your emotions' permission to act. The truth is, you can't grow in silence if you're addicted to applause. You can't reach new levels if you only move when people are watching. The real work, it's done when no one is around, when the lights are off, when the crowd is gone. Discipline is choosing to do what's necessary when no one is clapping for you. That's where the real champions are born. In the shadows, in the struggle, in the unseen repetitions that the world will never notice. Until it can't ignore you anymore. You want results? Then show me your routines. Show me your habits. Because your life is a reflection of your systems, not your dreams. The gap between where you are and where you want to be will never be crossed by wishing, hoping, or talking. It will only be crossed by action repeated relentlessly. And if you don't own your discipline, life will discipline you, with regret, with mediocrity, with pain you could have avoided had you just kept going. You don't need more time. You don't need more resources. You need to be ruthless with your schedule, ruthless with your attention, ruthless with your energy, because greatness is not built in random moments. It is built in structure, built in routine, built in the decision to say a no 1,000 times to distractions that promise pleasure but deliver nothing. And yes, there will be days where you feel like quitting, days where your body aches, days where your mind screams, "What's the point?" And it's in those moments that you must remember, discipline is not a punishment. It's preparation. It's the weapon that sharpens your soul. It's the shield that protects you from falling back into the weakness that once ruled you. Most people never see their future because they refuse to stay long enough in the present grind. They want the fruit without planting the seed. But the seed doesn't care about your mood. It needs water. It needs sunlight. It needs time. And most of all, it needs consistency. If you abandon your process because the progress isn't fast enough, you will never taste the reward. You can't microwave mastery. You must earn it minute by minute, repetition by repetition. You know what separates the ones who make it from the ones who talk. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's that one decides. But no matter what, I show up, rain or shine, alone or supported, inspired or not. Discipline makes the decision long before the emotion tries to interfere. And don't confuse discipline with perfection. You will fall, you will mess up, you will miss days. But true discipline doesn't stay down, it doesn't sulk, it doesn't give up. It recalibrates, it corrects, it continues. That's what builds legacy, that's what builds power. Not flawless execution, but relentless pursuit. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't ask yourself if you feel like it. That question is a trap. That question is a door back into mediocrity. Ask yourself this instead: what is required of the person I'm becoming? And then do that. Again and again and again, until it becomes who you are. Because on the other side of discipline is freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from regret. Freedom from average. You don't rise when it's easy. You rise when you refuse to quit on the hard days. And if you stay loyal to discipline, it will deliver you into a life you once thought was impossible. If you truly want to change your life, you need to do more than change your habits. You need to change your environment. Because you can't expect transformation to happen while you're still surrounded by the same noise that broke you. The same people who normalize mediocrity. The same distractions that whisper comfort into your ears when you're supposed to be building fire in your bones. Your environment must match your ambition, or your ambition will suffocate trying to survive in a toxic atmosphere. Some of you are trying to grow in soil that's not meant to produce fruit. You keep watering your vision, but the ground is poisoned. You keep praying for elevation, but your circle is filled with anchors. You don't need another strategy. You need separation, because no matter how disciplined you become, if you stay in the same space that made you weak, it will pull you back in, and I get it. Change is painful. Detachment is hard. Walking away from familiar voices, familiar habits, familiar patterns, it hurts. But let me tell you what hurts more. Waking up 5 years from now and realizing you let your future rot in an environment that never believed in it. Some of you are staying loyal to surroundings that are slowly killing your spirit. You're calling it love, calling it patience, calling it faith. But it's fear. Fear of standing alone. Fear of being misunderstood. Fear of being the first to break free. But hear me clearly. You weren't made to fit in. You weren't born to survive in the crowd. You are different because your calling is different. And because your calling is different, your requirements are higher. You can't eat what they eat. You can't talk how they talk. You can't waste time like they do. You're not better than anyone, but you're becoming more than you used to be. And with that decision comes a price. A painful, necessary, non-negotiable price. If your atmosphere is not challenging you, sharpening you, stretching you, it is reducing you. You cannot rise in a place that rewards laziness and punishes growth. You cannot become fire in a room full of water, and you'll know it deep down. You'll feel the tension between who you were and who you're becoming. That discomfort is not a problem. It's confirmation. It means you're waking up. It means your soul is starting to resist the chains that once felt normal. You must protect your space like your life depends on it. Because it does. The mind is fertile soil, but if you keep letting weeds grow unchecked, don't be surprised when your discipline dies. Don't be shocked when your goals become blurry and your fire begins to fade. Your focus is too fragile to be left unguarded. You must set boundaries. You must limit access. Not because you hate people, but because you love your future. Sometimes the most powerful move you'll ever make is simply leaving the room, leaving the conversation, leaving the atmosphere that makes you shrink when you were born to stand tall. And when you do, don't look back with regret. Look forward with fire. Because every step away from your past is a step toward the version of you that refuses to settle. And it's not just about people, it's about habits, routines, energy. Look at your space. Is it built for creation or consumption? Are you surrounded by vision or distraction? Do the things around you call you higher or lull you into comfort? If the answer convicts you, good. That conviction is truth knocking at your door. Let it in. You want a new life? Then design a new world. Wake up earlier. Turn off the noise. Read more. Write down your goals. Declutter your space. Cut the comfort foods, the mindless scrolling, the empty conversations. Replace them with fire, with clarity, with intention, because this is not a game. This is your life. And the standard you set in your environment will either elevate your destiny or bury it. And yes, it will be lonely at times. Yes, people will talk. Yes, it will feel like no one understands. But hear me, you were not called to be understood. You were called to be unstoppable. And sometimes the path to greatness requires you to walk through silence before the world hears your roar. So build your space like your life depends on it. Remove what doesn't belong. Protect what fuels you. And surround yourself with energy that reflects where you're going, not where you've been. Because when your environment begins to honor your purpose will begin to produce results. And the life you've been chasing will finally become the life you're living. You say you want power. You say you want strength. You say you want to rise. But what you don't understand is that power doesn't come from comfort. It doesn't come from applause. It doesn't come from being safe or protected or praised. Power is born in pain. Real power. The kind that cannot be moved by storms. The kind that doesn't bend under pressure. That kind is only found when you walk straight into the fire and refuse to come out the same. The reason most people never rise is because they keep running from the very thing that was sent to build them. Every time pressure comes, they retreat. Every time life hits, they complain. Every time it gets uncomfortable, they look for the exit. But what they don't realize is this. The pain isn't trying to destroy you. It's trying to reveal what's unbreakable inside you. You will never know your true strength until it's tested. You can talk about resilience, but you don't build it reading quotes. You build it through struggle, through rejection, through heartbreak, through late nights when you feel like you've given your all and life still isn't giving anything back. That's where the power is. That's where the warrior is born. You have to stop asking why it's so hard and start asking why you expect it to be easy. Nothing worth becoming ever comes without a price. You want to lead? Bleed first. You want influence? Carry pain first. You want legacy? Endure storms that others run from. Because until you've suffered for something greater than yourself, you'll never walk with the kind of power that can shift atmospheres. There is no shortcut. There is no bypass. You have to go through it. Through the dark nights of doubt. Through the silent seasons where no one believes in you. Through the loss. Through the betrayal. Through the voices in your own mind telling you to quit. And every time you keep moving, every time you refuse to bow, you're not just surviving, you're being transformed. Most people think pain is a punishment. They see hardship and think it's a sign to stop. But pain is not punishment. It's preparation. It's the furnace that burns away weakness. It's the grindstone that sharpens your edge. You can't be soft and expect to carry power. You can't be fragile and expect to carry influence. Pain toughens your skin. Pain trains your spirit. Pain forces you to grow in ways comfort never could. Some of you are in the middle of it right now. You're tired. You're doubting. You're asking, why me? But I need you to shift your perspective. Don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this pain building in me? Because it's not just about getting through. It's about becoming something on the other side that you never thought was possible. You'll never find out who you really are on the mountaintop. That's where everyone celebrates. That's where the photos get taken. But the real becoming, it happens in the valley. In the nights where you cry and no one hears. In the hours you grind and no one sees. In the moments where giving up seems easier than going on, but you choose to stay in the fight anyway. That's where the shift happens. That's where power begins to take root. Not the kind of power that shows off. The kind that stands tall when everything else crumbles, the kind that leads nations. The kind that breaks chains, that kind only comes from pain. You can't fake this. You can't copy it. It's not for sale. It's earned. And it's earned through the kind of struggle that most people run from. But you were never meant to be like most people. You were never meant to walk an easy road. Your purpose is too great for that. Your destiny is too heavy to be carried by weak hands. So don't resent the pain. Don't curse the hardship. Don't run from the pressure. Lean into it. Embrace it. Let it shape you. Let it break what needs to break so that the real you can rise. Let it strip away the fear. Let it destroy the ego. Let it crush the version of you that's settled, so the version that dominates can finally be born. Because the truth is simple. If you avoid the pain, you avoid the power. But if you endure it, if you stay in the fire, if you keep walking through the storm, there will come a day when people will look at you and say, how did they become so strong? And you will smile, not because you avoided the pain, but because you conquered.